Namaste, guys, and welcome. Thank you for jumping on. And I just want to use this opportunity here to give you a little bit of an insight into what the yogic path, the journey to self immersion, is about. So, as the name already gives away, yoga is so much more and so much deeper than just doing some sort of physical exercise and stretches on a yoga mat for an hour so many times a week. It really is, a ancient science that is more than 5,000 years old. It's the sister science of Ayurveda, which is the science of life or the wisdom of longevity, that is concerned with really purifying and elevating all those aspects of our being in order to become the best version of ourselves and to really access our full human potential, right? And as we know, if you're familiar with my work, you would have heard me say quite a few times by now that all disease, all symptoms, anything we feel in our physical body has a spiritual and therefore mental emotional root cause. And that works vice versa. And therefore, our physical body, really, the gross aspect of ourselves, the solid, visible, touchable aspect of ourselves, the physical, is only the gateway. This vessel is the gateway in order for us to really access those deeper, more subtle realms and aspects of ourselves, our mental, emotional realms, and therefore get closer to our true nature and our soul. And so that really is what the yogic path is about. Since I came across yoga, for me, it's never been about physical exercise. It's always been about healing when I went through my own journey. I personally experienced a lot of mental, emotional, physical trauma in my early childhood, continued on the same patterns through the same limiting beliefs, the same conditioning into early adulthood, until it resulted into tons of different symptoms, be that mental health issues like anxiety, depression, leading into self-harming, leading into bulimia for years and years, leading into attracting and pulling in toxic relationships in different dynamics over and over again. Migraines, hormone imbalances, you name it. It was like one thing was spiraling into the next. And I was at a point in my life where I thought I didn't know what else to do but going and getting going down the conventional path of getting help and getting psychotherapy and mood lifting drugs. And I'm not implying that there's not a place for it, but instead, through just listening to this inner voice, the silent inner calling, for a tenth of a second, I actually suddenly changed direction and found myself in India, immersing myself deep in the science and the lineage of yoga. And that was hands down my personal substitute, my natural substitute for psychotherapy. And I couldn't have taken a better route, and I couldn't have come out better the other end of what I was going through. And this is what has always inspired me to really teach and convey the depth that yoga offers, that it is not just physical exercise, it is therapy, it is healing, it is empowerment. It is something that offers you a way of life and a path to become this most authentic, empowered, whole, and pure version of yourself in any aspect. And this is what the yogic path, journey to self-immersion, is about. So yes, we will be doing asana or yoga postures, the physical aspect. Yes, we will go through pranayama. Yes, we will utilize meditation, but we will utilize all of that in a very therapeutic way. And our main aim is to actually endorse the yoga philosophy and apply it in a practical way and follow this yogic path, this way of life, in order to resolve and circulate and release anything that is suppressed within us, anything that is holding us back, any limiting beliefs, conditioning, conscious or unconscious trauma that is sitting somewhere in our body. We are working on resolving that through a deep dive into the yogic philosophy. In particular, we are going to be concerned with the 8 limbs of yoga, Ashtanga yoga, or the 8-limb path. That is beautiful, practical, very foundational philosophy that anyone can apply into their life. Because against often common belief, there is no dogma, there is no religion, and there's no particular culture associated to yoga. Yoga is a lineage of its own that's not necessarily religious. It is spiritual, but it's not indoctrinated. There's not this whole constitution stuff around it, institutional stuff around it. So it really offers just a beautiful foundation to live a fulfilled and pure and amplifying life that serves your highest good and the world's highest good, without attachment to any of those polarizing things we're experiencing right now. So if you are feeling the call, I would absolutely love you to join us in this journey. It is the in-person immersion is an 8-week immersion. There will soon be an online immersion for this too. Maybe by the time you get around to watching this video, it might already be there. It will come around in late 2021. There we go. However, in every week, or every module for that matter, will look different. So while we will implement all those different aspects, the asana, the pranayama, the meditation and so forth, you will actually find there is a lot of discussion involved and a lot of sharing. And even though you might not be a sharing kind of person and there's never any pressure to do so, you find actually, especially in a beautiful group setting, that there's so much coming to the surface throughout this journey. If you want to really learn more about the impact of that this journey can have on your life and the transformation potential that it has, do yourself a favor and read through those reviews and testimonials from previous participants below. And if you do feel the call, absolutely get in touch. Come and join us. You find frequently asked questions down below as well. If you have any other questions, any other inquiries, please never hesitate to get in touch with me. Like I said, this was a huge fundamental part of my own healing journey years ago, and continues to be something that I live and breathe day to day as I go through my daily life. And I can just see and feel and have experienced the transformational potential that the lineage of yoga has to offer to anyone. So I'm so excited to be sharing that potentially with you as well. Thank you so much for tuning in here, and I'll see you very soon. Namaste.